Okay, this is Coach Dez here. Before I get started with what happened last week, let me tell you my story. My parents used to tell this story every year as we gathered through the holidays. And it starts off that how they always talked about how they almost lost me. I was not even 2 years old, and I had spinal meningitis and double pneumonia. I was put in a room with my cousin, and then they removed him from me. I slipped into a coma. So I was in a coma for a week. And not going to give you the long story about Mayor Meyer or Chief Breyer. We'll just save that for another day. The police was sent to my parents' house to come and get them. And because my parents didn't have a car, they rode the city bus out to Children's Hospital. And let me just go back a little bit. They told my parents that if I did not come through, that they will operate on me the next day and to reduce the swelling in my brain. Well, my parents gave them permission to use a new drug on me. It was in the test stages also. And so when they came down that hallway, my dad always say how he was preparing himself for the bad news and how he was tearing up. And I think about that because when I almost lost my parents to COVID, it's hard. You don't know what's in these drugs or what's not. But they said all the doctors and nurses was outside my hospital room, and they just was preparing themselves for the worst news that they could possibly get. But no, instead I decided to wake up and start playing with all the stuffed animals that was in my crib. So the doctors also told them because of my high temperature and everything, I would never have kids. But I will live a normal life. But I had to learn how to walk, talk, and eat and everything all over again. So I'm here to tell you I can't keep my mouth shut. I used to run track. I don't anymore in cross country. And I have 3 children. A stepdaughter. I have 5 grandsons and 2 step-grandsons. So I have a total of 7 grandsons. So my legacy will live on forever because my parents took a chance to try a drug that they didn't know if it was going to work or not. So I love them for that. And I'm not just saying this because I think you should go. No, still do the research. Take your time. Somebody loved me enough to have me go through the test trials, and I thank them for that. I thank my grandparents every day for praying for me to pull through this. My aunties, they were God-fearing people, and I love them for that. So with that being said, and COVID hitting the NFL like crazy, let me talk about what I did in week 16. I was 10-6. So overall, I am 143, 96 and 1. For week 17, I see a lot of upsets and a lot of games that could make or break whether you play in the playoffs or not. So you got to remember, COVID is still out there. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to mutate. Y'all need to stay healthy, stay safe, and wear your mask at all times, okay? Don't let your guard down for nobody. So let's get started. Giants versus the Bears. Giants average 16.5 points per game. They give up 24.3. Bears average 17.7 points per game. They give up 24.9. You see how close they are? Got to go with the home field. Bears by 3. Jaguars versus the Patriots. Jaguars give up 14.5. Jaguars average 14.5 points per game. They give up 26.4. Patriots average 25.9. They give up 17.3. I got the Patriots by 10. Bucks versus the Jets. Buccaneers average 29.5 points per game. They give up 20.8. Jets average 18.4 points per game, but they give up 29.9. Now, this is a game I think the Jets, they're playing pretty good ball right now. They could upset the Buccaneers. There's a lot of film out there. But, you know, like I always tell y'all, play every team as if they are a winning team. Study them, watch them, do this, do that. You know, if one man is out, next man up. Tell me why you deserve the number one spot. And if they don't give it to you, there's other teams watching. But I got the Bucks winning by 10. Falcons versus the Bills. Falcons average 18.5 points per game. They give up 26.7. Bills average 28.5 points per game. They give up 17.6. Bills by 10. Chiefs versus the Bengals. Chiefs average 28.1 points per game. They give up 20.4. Bengals average 27.3 points per game. They give up 21.6. And unfortunately, these games are so close. They neck and neck. The defense matches up. The offense matches up. And I know you think that the quarterback is going to pull out this miraculous miracle and win the game. I don't know. I think the Bengals going to win by 3. So, Dolphins versus the Titans. Dolphins average 20.3 points per game. They give up 21. Titans average 23.8 points per game. They give up 21.7. Again, a so close game, so matched, and so evenly well, and they know each other. But I think the Titans pull this out at the last second because the Dolphins have a lot of turnovers, and I noticed something while I was doing the stats on them. They are weak on that right side. He can't connect on the right side at all. So he only passes on that left or down the middle. His right side is completely weak. I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed that, but anyway, I do have the Titans winning by 4. Raiders versus the Colts. Raiders average 21.1 points per game. They give up 25.8. Colts average 28 points per game. They give up 21.1. Again, the Raiders can upset them and make them play next week. But I do have the Colts winning by 7. Eagles versus Washington. Eagles average 26.5 points per game. 21.2 they give up. Washington averaged 19.8 points per game. They give up 27.1. Now, I could go and say I want Washington to win because this is my divisional rivalry. But you know what? Looking at the records, the stats and everything, Washington can pull it out. If they know they got to shut down the run game on them and mobilize that quarterback. But I do have the Eagles winning by 6. Panthers versus the Saints. Panthers average 18.5 points per game. They give up 22.9. Saints average 21.1 point per game. They give up 20.3. I do have the Saints winning by 3. Broncos versus the Chargers. Broncos average 19.9 points per game. They give up 17.3. Chargers average 27.4 points per game. They give up 27.4. They give up the same. They also produce the same. So I do have the Chargers winning this game by 8. Texans versus the 49ers. Texans give up 16.5 points per game. They average 26.7. 49ers average 24.4 points per game. They give up 22.3. I do have the 49ers winning by 10. Rams versus the Ravens. Rams average 27.7 points per game. They give up 21.7. Ravens give up 23.7 points per game. They get 23.7 points per game. Same thing, give and take evenly. But since I don't know what's going on with their quarterback and a lot of players are out with COVID, I have to give it to the Rams. I got the Rams by 5. Lions versus the Seahawks. Lions average 17.3 points per game. They give up 25.7. Seahawks average 20.4 points per game. They give up 20.5. Give and take, almost equal. But since the Lions don't know how to hold on to a lead, I got the Seahawks by 3. Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Cardinals average 26.3 points per game. They give up 20.4. Cowboys average 30.5 points per game. They give up 20.5. Now, I know everybody's going with the Cardinals, but I have to say this. The Cowboys defense is clicking. I mean, just clicking. And what I saw last week with their offense, I think is they just fine-tune it. But they need to still do that combination with that run-pass game. So I do have the Cowboys winning by 4. Vikings versus the Packers. Vikings average 25.6 points per game. They give up 24.8. Almost give and take. Packers average 25.5 points per game. They give up 21.6. You see, they're almost even, except for this is the big difference. Vikings don't like playing outside. They don't like cold weather. And guess what? We're getting almost 8 inches of snow. Guess what? If you ain't here now playing in the cold weather, you're not going to like it. You ain't practicing at all. So I got the Packers, which y'all know I can't stand. I got them winning by 3. Browns versus the Steelers. Browns average 20.9 points per game. They give up 21.9. Steelers average 20.1 points per game. They give up 24.7. This is also a close, evenly matched. But you know, Steelers, y'all beat not the mess, but y'all beat the Browns. And I think the Browns is coming back for revenge. You know, hopefully the offense get itself together. They get some people off of COVID. I don't know. But I do have the Browns winning by a last-second field goal, winning by 3. So with that being said, these are my Week 17 picks. Enjoy the new year. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. If you got to call an Uber, Lyft, whoever, you know, that one mistake can cost millions.